What's going on, everybody? Adam here with Etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima Bedrock HD bed rail system on our 2020 Chevrolet Silverado. So if you guys are looking to maximize the capacity of your bed, the HD bars are going to be able to do that. This, in my opinion, is one of my favorite products for trucks just because I like to be able to maximize what my truck can do. With this, we're going to have a capacity of about 300 pounds, so we can go ahead and load up a bunch of different stuff, whether it's just a cargo basket, even a platform tray. We can go ahead and put some bikes on here. We can go ahead and put some kayak carriers, canoe carriers, rod carriers. Literally, the possibilities are endless, and I would definitely recommend grabbing some of these. We do have 78-inch bars. They are made of aluminum, so they are going to rust. They're going to resist against rust and corrosion. The 78-inch bars does fit this truck really well. Doesn't really overhang the rails of the truck or anything like that. And all in all, I just love this setup. The nice thing about it is we really have everything we need. We have T-track up here if we want to. These bars are relatively thick, but a lot of those wraparound accessories are going to work there as well. We don't have to take the end cap off every single time. As you guys can see, we have a nice little slot there, so we can put all of our T-track accessories on with ease. And also, we don't have to worry about tying stuff down. Yes, we do have some places we could do it inside of our bed, but the cap is functional. Check it out. So pretty much you can just put a ratchet strap hook around there and strap everything down properly. So we're going to go ahead and get into some of the features of the HD bars. So these HD bars are only going to be about 1.5 inches thick. So for those wraparound accessories that you guys have, make sure that you guys have enough threads on whatever you guys are using to tighten it down to be able to go below the bar. 1.5 inches isn't really too thick, but some accessories we have found don't really work. So we are only adding about 3 inches to the rails of the bed of our truck. And when it comes to this little plastic piece here, this little crease right here, from this point, we're only adding about 4 inches to the outside of the bed of our truck, which honestly really doesn't exceed the amount of width that we have on our wheel wells here, so we're really not adding a whole lot of length. And of course, our mirrors are going to be sticking out quite a lot farther. So I don't really think we're going to run into any issues there. Depending on what kind of accessories you guys plan on putting on the bars is going to determine how far apart we're going to spread them. So this is a short bed. If you guys have a longer bed, we're going to have a little bit more to work with. And if you guys have either of the two size beds, you guys have a tonneau cover or a toolbox, it's going to be really easy to be able to move these around. Luckily, the feet are super simple. So like if we really needed to get a little bit more room right here because of something like that, you can kind of just go ahead and loosen them up, slide them down, lock them back into place, done deal. So next thing, I want you guys to take a closer look at the actual feet, what actually hold the rails to the bed of our truck. This is what I really love, just because it's a super cool design, very simple, and it protects your bed. Between the feet having a nice rubberized coating, and also with the little foot peg that goes on the bottom here, it does have a little coating on it as well, so it's not really going to scratch the underneath of the rail of the bed of your truck. So it's definitely going to protect it. And also it's going to protect your bars too, because it comes with a locking core, which is awesome. So we don't have to purchase that separately. And they're all going to have a key that will come with it, which is going to be very nice. So you can lock these on, because people are going to get jealous when they see it on your truck, because it is pretty neat in my opinion. So that is definitely something I love about it, and it's just super easy. We do have it on a Silverado now, but if you got multiple trucks, they're going to fit, as long as the bars are going to be long enough to fit those beds that you guys may be putting it on. So all in all, very versatile. You can put pretty much anything on it, and you can put it in pretty much any truck bed, which is definitely a plus. And for those longer loads, if you guys plan on taking some kayaks or something like that, Yakima does have a kit on our website that actually comes with a load extender. So pretty much it just goes into the hitch. It's going to come out here, and you can adjust it to accommodate for those longer loads you guys may be hauling, whether it's just lumber or a kayak or something like that. Another thing I would suggest, just because might as well buy it all at the same time, these bars are 78 inches long, so they're going to work with the Yakima Ladder Rack system. So that's kind of cool. So it's like if you want just the bars right, even level with the top of the bed of the truck, or if you want them a little bit taller up, if you guys have some roof mounted accessories and you want to kind of extend that load over on top of the ladder rack, I definitely would suggest grabbing it all, just because one, it's going to look good and your truck is going to be able to do pretty much everything. So I'm done telling you guys on how cool these things are, so now let's go ahead and show you guys how easy they are to install. First things first, we want to go ahead and take our tool, and there's going to be a little screw right here. We're going to take that out, and that's just going to allow us to put on our feet. This is the only thing really holding that end cap on the bar. So I usually just go ahead and kind of just tip it over, take that off, and we want to take our feet here, and we want this part right here to be facing the inside of the bar. But I'm only going to go ahead and remove one cap just because it's easier. So slide one in, slide that one all the way down, and then we can take the other one and slide that down. Notice how they're both on the inside, just like that. So once we have that done, go ahead and place our cap, place a screw, and tighten her down. Perfect. So now, we already went ahead and installed the front bar, but what we noticed is the measurement that we got from back here is a little bit different than up there. So we might have to take the measuring tape out twice. So pretty much we can just measure from the inside of the rail of the bed to see exactly how wide it is, or also you can just go ahead and kind of just take a look, see what's even. It's whatever you guys think is best for you. And then we can go ahead and flip it over just like this. And take note, we do have some markings on here. So if you guys want to use that as a reference to make sure they're exactly even, I think that would be great. So once we do that, you can go ahead and take another little Allen key and tighten these down. And when we tighten it down, what's going to happen is the T-track accessory that puts this onto the bar tightens down and pulls on that bar. So now it's not going anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and tighten them both up, and then we're pretty much done setting up the bar, and we're going to go ahead and put it up onto our bed. So now we can go ahead and take our clamps here. This is honestly really neat. I love them. So it's really, really easy. Pretty much you just take these hooks and we're going to hook them into the towers we just put on, and there's a perfect little slot for it. And it's a really satisfying fit. Just kind of put it in like that. Okay. And we do want to have this lever up, because as we do that, you're going to see this bottom portion here kind of come up just ever so slightly. And that's going to be our final adjustment. Super cool. So kind of just put it in there, and when we do put it in there, after we get it all set up, we do want to put that up on there. But it is something we have to do once it's in place. Another thing we need to take into account, if you guys can see underneath here, we do have these rails, which are a factory option here. Like these little plastic covers for our rails on the side of our bed. These guys we need to avoid. So I'm actually going to shift the bar a little bit towards the bulkhead of the bed just to avoid that altogether. And also we do have a drop-in liner here, as you guys see, but we don't have to do any trimming or cutting because it doesn't really come out to the far part of the rail here. But if it does, just take a cutter to it, make a special little spot, and then you're good. So with that little plate on the end there, you're going to do a lot of the tightening down with your hands on this bolt with the lever up. So that lever being up has it at the lowest setting it can be. So now once we start to feel a little bit of tension, you don't really need to torque it down with your hands really. But once it's kind of there, kind of just go ahead and push it down, and it should lock right into place. This thing is extremely solid, so we're going to do the same exact thing over on the other side. Pretty much we're done. Everything is nice and solid in place, and we're ready to load up your guys' favorite accessories.